Hi, this is Mashnu and welcome to this Middlegame training. Before we start with the example, I want to tell you why I came with this idea of using one of Bobby's games, Bob Fischer's games, to this trainings. And that is that yesterday on the Dutch television something happened that shocked me a bit. There is this program on television that's broadcasted every evening, and in this program they have a list of the most famous, the most important sportsmen. And on that list was Bobby Fischer as well. Now each guest is allowed to vote someone in, a new sportsman, and to vote someone out of the list. And yesterday Umberto Tan, one of the Dutch sports commentators on TV, voted out Bobby Fischer. And I think that's a sad thing. Bobby Fischer changed the world of chess, changed the world we look at chess, not only for chess players, but in the time that he became world champion it had also a very big political meaning. Bobby Fischer was one of those who went his own way. The argument of Umberto Tan to vote out Bobby Fischer was that Bobby Fischer ended with a mental illness. He was paranoid and hated Jews. Well, I think, Umberto, you should not mix the mental health of someone with someone's achievements in sports. I think that the mental health of Bobby Fischer doesn't make undone what he did for chess and for sports. So I hope a new guest of the program in the next days votes Bobby Fischer back in again into the list. Alright, let's go to chess now. Alright, this position that you see here was achieved in a game between Bobby Fischer and Pelbenko. In 1963, during the championships of the USA in New York. It's white to move here, and let's follow the same procedure as always. You can pause the video now and think for yourself, what would you do here with the white pieces? I'll continue my explanation in a few seconds. Alright, so we can see that black's king is being unsafe now because the g-pawn is missing. There is a bishop on g7 and white's pieces are well placed to start an attack towards the king. This is exactly what Bobby Fischer did. In this position he played the move queen to h5. The idea is to open later this diagonal from d3 to h7 and threaten mate on h7, and he did this in a very beautiful way. Black played here queen to e8, and now comes the main idea of Bobby. First he took on d4. Black has to retake, and now came a stunning move. This is one of the most beautiful moves that I've seen in an attacking chess game. Perhaps you would like to spot it. Pause then the video and have a good look. Okay, I'm going to continue now. Bobby Fischer didn't retreat the knight from c3 that was attacked. He made the move rook to f6. At first sight it's not very clear why he's doing this, but let me show you another variation that makes it clear. If we return now to this position, white would like to advance his pawn from e4 to e5, making use of this diagonal towards h7. But the fact is that black has a defense by playing the pawn to f5, blocking this diagonal. Now capturing here doesn't make sense because the queen is attacked. So white is more or less forced to trade queens or to retreat his own queen somewhere. So to prevent this defense, Bobby Fischer played rook to f6. Wonderful move. If now bishop takes f6, e5 follows, and the mate threat is impossible to stop on h7. In the game, Black didn't take on f6, he played king to g8. And now Bobby Fischer continued with e5, attacking h7. h6 was played. And here Bobby Fischer stays accurate until the end. Because here it would be a mistake to play rook takes d6. If rook takes d6, then queen takes e5, and the black queen is helping the defense. Bobby played in this position simply knight to e2. Now black is completely lost. If he would have played here, Paul Benko resigned, by the way, because it's impossible to save this position. If he wants to save this knight on d6, he would have to go to b5, for example, and then queen to f5 follows, and then the threat of checkmate is impossible to stop. Alright, let's consider this as a tribute to Bobby Fischer, a genius. Alright, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time on YouTube.